Hey guys, got a little knife overview for you here. Just got my hands on this knife, so it's not really a review, but I thought I'd show it to you. I think most people are just going to basically use this as kind of a everyday carry knife. It's an ideal size for that. Not too big, not too small in my opinion. Lots of traction, a great little everyday carry knife. It could also be a candidate for a tactical or defensive knife. Definitely has enough traction on it. Very affordable option, so it could fit into that role too. Or it could be a collectible, I guess. It's not really all that expensive of a knife, but if you like, collecting a lot of kind of high value knives, this would definitely be a candidate for that. Your blade on here is pretty an ideal size. It's 3 1/8 inches long. I love that because it's I really only carry one knife on me, other than my multi-tool, I guess. But I like it to be big enough to accomplish larger tasks, but small enough to that I can still do some precision stuff. So this is a great size. It's made out of that the excellent 8CR13 MOV steel that I think is becoming very popular. Very analogous to AUS 8. I really like it. It's served me very well. It comes very sharp from Kershaw. It holds the edge well. It's easy to resharpen. The only downside I have seen with it is that it will rust if you don't take care of it. But I think, comparatively, it's a lot of bang for the buck, and I really like the steel, especially for the price point. It's hollow ground, which I like, especially from that high point on there. It works great. It is kind of a medium thickness blade. It's not super thin. Some guys will like that for the strength. I kind of like it too, especially for this size of a knife. When you get into things that are very slim and sleek, kind of like this Kershaw Leak, that's more where you kind of want a very thin blade. This is a good kind of beefy feeling knife. But you do have a decently fine tip on there if you needed to do some detail work. And the other thing is your relief edge on here is very squared away from Kershaw. So, cool. The opening mechanism on here is this thumb plate. It's ambidextrous, and, I was a little weary about it. I haven't used a lot of thumb plates. Normally, I'm using something like a Spidey hole or a thumb stud. Thumb stud. So, I wasn't sure if I was going to like this thumb plate, but I actually really do. It's easy to get to. It's easy to open it. I like it. It's nice. Basically functions just like a thumb stud. So your lock on here is a liner lock, which some people don't like. On here, it's pretty sturdy. It's pretty sturdy construction. I think it's gonna keep it open for you. It's gonna keep it locked open, and all realistic kind of uses for it. I'll just compare it to, this is the Spyderco Persistence. I think this is generally regarded as a pretty beefy liner lock. There you go. Basically the same. So, it's a thick liner lock. I guess I'll also compare it to the Kershaw Skyline. This is a little thinner. So, your handle on here is a very nice looking CNC milled G10. And I actually really like this. It puts grooves in the handle, so it does actually provide more traction than it looks like it would. It's nice. And the other thing I've noticed about just checkered G10 is that maybe when you first buy it, it's super grippy, but it does wear down when you use it. G10 over time gets slicker. It's just something I've noticed. I still love checkered G10, but it just wears down with a lot of use. This, I think, is going to be more durable in the long run. I think this isn't going to wear down quite as fast, if at all. It is hex bit construction, so that's nice. You can take it apart. It's not flow through, and it is a little bit of a thicker design. It's not crazy. This is okay. Here is the Kershaw Volt. This is what the late Boy Scout was like ranting and raving about how thick it was, and he was just crazy. He thought it was crazy thick. Here's your comparison. So be warned, it is a thicker knife. Not quite as thick as the Volt. I love the Volt. It feels great in the hand because of that thickness. Here's a Skyline comparison. So it is a little thicker, but but that really makes it feel super awesome in the hand. It has great ergonomics. You have jimping up here on the top spine that's effective. You have some jimping back here and in the troil, so this knife really locks in, feels good in the hand. So if you can deal with a little bit of thickness in your pocket, which I definitely can, it feels great when you're using it. How's your lockup on the blade? Very, very solid. Absolutely none up and down. Maybe just a slight hair side to side, but very good. Deployment's easy. Your blade centering on here, outstanding. You got a lanyard hole on there, very nice. And your clip on here is very well designed. It's only right-handed, so lefties are kind of out of luck. But liner locks aren't the most left-hand friendly lock anyway. I mean, you can do it. I just did it with my left hand. But, you know, it's not the most friendly towards lefties. So it's only a right-handed carry clip, but look how deep they put it. That's awesome. Right on the end. That's just perfect, and that's just how they should do it. The clip is strong. It's going to retain it in your pocket. There's no funky issues. You know, it doesn't look crazy and wild, kind of like this Volt. This clip, I'm sorry, but I'm just not the biggest fan of that. It works, but it's just a little funky. This, not funky at all. It's a good size. It's not huge. I'm trying to think of an example. There's some knives where they just make the clip huge. Here, like the leak. Look at the leak. That's ginormous. Yes, I just said ginormous. But look at the difference in clip size. That's huge. This is so much better. And the other thing is, some guys will say, well, I want a loop clip, you know, where it loops up and over, and I like the spider wire clips and things like that, so that it buries completely flush, and I agree, I love those. But remember, guys, this is like a $20 knife. Yeah. And this style clip is easy because they can just stamp it out. Those spider wire clips or the loop style clips, they got to stamp it out and then they got to bend it. So that's a lot of extra time and effort and cost when they're making the knife. So, you know, kind of a trade-off between the design and the cost. This is just about ideal. So, I'm really liking it. If you didn't pick that up yet. Here's your stop pin. Kind of medium thickness. I'll roll in the weight here. They did skeletonize those liners. It's not a super lightweight, however, it's definitely within acceptable means. I'm very pleased with the weight on here. It's going to be easy to carry, but yet for those people that you know want a knife that doesn't feel like it's like made out of styrofoam or something, it does, you know, have a little bit of weight to it, but not so much that it's going to be like impossible to carry around. So I'll give you a size comparison to some other knives. Here's a Skyline. A little bit smaller. Definitely thinner and a little more compact in your pocket, but here's the Volt. And remember, guys, this is a $20 knife. I mean, that's crazy. That's a very good price. So there's the Volt 2. Kershaw Leak. Spyderco Persistence. Rolling a Spyderco Delica. Here we go. Here's a comparison. Spyderco Manix 2. Bird Caracara 2. So you can see it's kind of a medium-sized knife. I'll roll in a little duet here. Here's a mini Griptilian by Benchmade. Here's a full-size Griptilian. So there's your size comparison. So overall, I think it's great. For 20 bucks, it's hard to beat. You know, definitely check out the Spyderco Bird knives. Maybe some other Kershaws. Oh, here's one. Here's a competitive option. Buck Vantage Select Small. Better clip on there. A little smaller knife though, but for everyday carry, you know, that type of a thing, that's a good option. but for 20 bucks, it's hard to beat. So thanks guys for watching, and everyone have a nice day, and feel free to leave comments. See you guys.